We live in a day and age the way information is disseminated and shared. Like I have a story here, and I got one email of a listener that was just undone by the interview. And he sends me this new VA study. And again, out of the scores of emails, I got one. This new VA study that says basically, the headline reads, "More deaths, no benefit from malaria drug in VA virus study." And this is about hydroxychloroquine. In fact, here's the tip-off I alluded to. The first sentence, "A malaria drug widely touted by President Donald Trump for treating the new coronavirus showed no benefits in a large analysis of its use in U.S. veterans hospitals." I mean, why the political reference? In the words of Dr. Zelenko, this is a virus that is not really discriminate about left or right or political ideology. It kills everybody, right? But it's turned into, in part, a political issue now because the president said 3 weeks ago he has a good sense about hydroxychloroquine. So let's read a little of the study. There were more deaths among those given hydroxychloroquine, according to this VA study, 368 patients. It also says it's the largest look so far of hydroxychloroquine with or without the antibiotic azithromycin for COVID-19. I'm not quite sure how they came to that determination. I've read other studies that actually have a lot more people that are in the target study group, but I read on. Researchers analyzed medical records of 368 male veterans hospitalized with confirmed cases of coronavirus infection. My first thought is, okay, there's no indications of age here. There's no indications of the medical treatment. When did the medical treatment begin? These are important questions. All you get in this study, 28% of those who were given hydroxychloroquine plus usual care died. I'm not sure what usual care means. Versus 11% of those getting routine care alone. 22% of those getting the drug plus azithromycin died too, but the difference between that group and usual care was not considered large enough to rule out other factors that could have affected survival. What were the other factors? We don't know. Then it goes on to talk about some other things and University of Wisconsin-Madison study, or doctors there, they're leery of the drug. It's interesting to watch now the pushback as it relates to hydroxychloroquine, an anti-malaria drug that's been around for decades. Okay, so from my perspective, don't take things at face value. Yeah, okay, so a study came out, 368 vets. I need more information before I'll go, wow, well, that really proves that hydroxychloroquine may not be appropriate to be used, right? So here's another study, by the way, a survey, which is literally the opposite of what we just heard with this VA study, whatever that means. Here's a poll, a survey, doctors around the world. And for those that have issue speaking ill of Dr. Zelenko or screaming about, studies and we have to wait for clinical trials and the like. And Dr. Zelenko said, look, this is a war. Do we really? Time is of the essence here. And I think that analogy fits. Here's a report. Hydroxychloroquine is being tested around the world to see if it can be used as a treatment for the coronavirus pandemic. As the debate intensifies on whether it works or not, 25% of physicians around the world believe healthcare workers should take the drug to prevent COVID-19 infections. The survey conducted by Sermo, a healthcare data collection company, found that 1/4 of more than 20,000 physicians around the world believe the anti-malarial drug should be used to prevent infections. Right? In the survey of 20,000 doctors around the world, more than 5,000 say it should be used. So it's not just Dr. Zelenko, even though he's being scapegoated by those that are threatened by his information. The undeniable fact is this is being used not only around the world, but right here in our country. I will read on. An emergency med physician on the Sermo website shared this, quote, despite the superstorm of controversy surrounding hydroxychloroquine, it still remains the leading treatment option for severe patients and is even being used in milder cases and patients who are simply suspected of COVID-19, end quote. And by the way, again, for those of you that are so threatened by this, I'll remind you the Food and Drug Administration recently announced that they have given an emergency authorization to try a bunch of different things, including hydroxychloroquine. What is so threatening? I just pray that you listen to this interview. I mean, in New York, they're even, I think Cuomo announced that they've acquired tens of thousands of doses of hydroxychloroquine. Yeah, it's these are potentially scary times, no doubt about it. And I'm reminded of one of the callers who said she stopped listening to the news. I over the weekend listened a little bit, picked and choose my spots, and the stuff I was hearing, again, these statements of what is to come as if it is, and I choose these words intentionally, as if it's the gospel truth. Gavin Newsom, the worst is probably still going to come. What is that based on? Is that based on models? Is that based on somehow you know better? Are we not sick of hearing the models and the numbers, and they're constantly revised? Another story came out recently that the IHME models have again been downgraded. And by the way, I want to be careful here, but when you hear about the number of deaths, and the media just loves to throw numbers our way. So how do they come to the determination of attributing those specific numbers to COVID-19? What about other pre-existing situations with, you've heard it. What is this virus really doing? Who's it attacking? We can spend time on that, but the bottom line is, if someone or groups of people or entities have promising information that may actually be, as in the case of Dr. Zelenko, who saw 1,450 patients, 405 were in serious condition. Of those 405, 2 died. Should we not go, my goodness, yes, let's, and the FDA did approve under an emergency authorization. Now, we're not going to know for a while, although in New York, they're doing all sorts of protocol. We said on this program that even IVs with high doses of vitamin C and D and zinc, it's about boosting the immune system. But yet there are people that just say, oh, no, this is, in fact, Dr. Zelenko kind of humorously alluded to, he's been called a quack, and he said, yeah, I'm quacking really loud right now.